Hey, Gage for Gaming here, coming back with week 1, round 3. So we're going to do something a little bit different with these videos, with this week's video rather, is I cut it up to where it's a lot shorter and it's mostly just the fights and a lot of the in-between is cut out. This week we're up against Soul of Darkness. He is a 10.2 mil GP account. He outclasses us on just about everything. But he does not change his defenses. So we do have a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance. Yeah, that's about all I have to say about it before we jump into the fights. We are going to kind of go over quickly, look at it, and jump straight into JMK. You saw Jabba at the beginning, so I'm going to use JMK there. I do use a Datacron. That's a Scoundrel No Revive to stop the Chrysanthemum Revive mess. But one difference in 5v5 I noticed is that Boosh hurts. I mean, the thermals get crazy. Last round, no, it wasn't last round. It was round 1. It went just fine. Yes, I took a little bit more damage, but I was able to pull it out. This one, the thermals started stacking up a lot earlier than I was expecting. And this one had boba on it. I don't know if that makes a difference or not. But yeah, see, I lost Padme there. And poor little Ahsoka's getting a beating too. I'm doing everything I can just to give everyone more health and protection to kind of pad the damage a little bit. And we still don't have Boosh dead. There we go, though. Right when Jabba ate Snips. Fortunately, though, we only have to kill Boba once because of the Datacron. And as usual, apparently I'm the only one that missed out on the level 9 Jabbacron. But everyone else has it and runs it. So that's what we're going up against. Now, it's a lot harder to eat through Jabba when you only have 3 characters. And one of them hits like a wet noodle. Alright, 69 banners. Well, 59 technically. Right, next one is Bad Batch versus, I believe this is Ad Rad, right? Yes. This is my first time trying this counter. Every GAC I try something new. This is the first time I've tried this counter against it. I was a little skeptical because I'm terrible at using Bad Batch, y'all. I normally just use them against Qui-Gon and just call it a day. But I didn't see Qui-Gon on my opponent's defenses, so this is what we're doing. I was reading the abilities because I wanted to get zeroed in on, put on Ad Rad, so I could start plinking away. So here I pass it back to Echo, and then I'm going to use Echo to pass back to Hunter, targeting Ad Rad. It would have been helpful had Wrecker done the defense up before I did all that turn swapping shenanigans. So I'm sitting here. I'm getting kind of nervous because of the 6 exposes that are sitting on Hunter. If they breathe on him wrong, he's gonna fall over. This is slow going, but it's because I'm reading the abilities. But you can see I've in pretty good control of the situation. They're not doing much of anything to me. And we got Ad Rad out there, and then the rest are going to follow shortly. Now, I did have to dance with Scarif Rebel Pathfinder a little bit because, you know, buffs and rezzing and... Yep, max banners, 65. Okay, next we're going to run in Sith Eternal Emperor. I see a lot of people going in with, like, just Sith Eternal or Sith Eternal and Geobrood Alpha and armor and stuff. My armor for this round of GAC was not even Relic. I think she was like gear 11 or gear 12. So I go in with a menagerie of Sith and just hope to keep C alive long enough to do something. Now, my Sith Empire Trooper is only R3 as well. So he can't really stand up to a lot of damage. If you watched any of my fights this round, everyone's posted the exact same team, and I've used the exact same counter every time. In fact, I post this same team on defense as well, this Malgus. I'm not a fan of splitting Malgus up because all you're doing is taking one very strong team and making them into 2 weaker teams. There is an exception to that rule, though. I've seen some people use with effectiveness Malgus and some leftovers with the Tank Revive Kron, which is going to take a strong team to beat because Malgus is very difficult to beat. But as well as they form a second team with Darth Revan, Basti, and Malak, and they use the turn meter to the weakest ally, and then Darth Revan gets like 800 effective starting speed and can put in some work, but not very many people have the mod set up to do that. There we go. Ultimate power. Now it's just Link Malgus and Marauder. I think it's Marauder. No, by Link Basti this time. I guess I wanted to just mix things up. So you link the other 2, kill the 3rd one, and then just wait until your barbecue pops back up. I think this next time I'm going to attempt to remod Armor and Thrawn and GBA and use them with C. Alright, this next one, put a Traya Omicron on defense, and I was like, well, we're just going to Imp Trooper that right off. Not messing with the Traya Omicron. I've seen a lot of people lose by messing around. I do use the Datacron for the 20% turn meters for every dark side ally to the weakest one. I'm just going to call that turn meter Datacron from here on out. See, this is what Sith Empire Troopers should be. This thick. Mine is definitely not that thick. Alright, the Traya Omicron is off the board. Pop Sidious there to, at the very least, get rid of his turn meter, but ended up killing him. So, yes. $63 banners. So we cleared the front zone. We take a peek at what's in the back. There's CLS, Maul, and Sortie. So we're trying to decide what we're going to do. And basically who we're going to use where. Okay, so we eventually go back up top, and there's this Nute team with Nest that I'm like, okay, I'm just going to Wampa this, because, you know, Wampa beats anything Separatist, right? Right? So I neglected to see Dengar there. Probably should have reconsidered my life choices when Dengar was a part of the team. Because I kind of just ignore him for now. But we did get out Nest. So there we go. Dengar rolled his bombs and landed tenacity down on us. And that's all she wrote for Wampa. I was very shocked. I was like, oh no. So we bounce to Grand Inquisitor. Grand Inquisitor has the level 9 Datacron. Sitting there, I'm like, okay. There's no GLs in the back. Let's just SLKR the Grand Inquisitor. And for this round, Crew and Hux and all of them were on defense with the Phasmacron. So I just threw in Watt with whatever leftover First Order that I had available. And didn't figure we would need it. So misplay right here. I put weapons tech with Crew down. Not with Crew, with SLKR. You never use weapons tech when SLKR is the lead. So you can see as the match goes on, those little health bars get bigger and bigger and bigger with SLKR or with Sith Trooper. And at this point, I don't realize it yet. I'm just like, oh, we're just plunking along. Oh, we finally get ultimate. And Grand Inquisitor got tired of waiting and just decided to fall over. So now you can see on the health bar on the Sith Trooper. Right here is about where I realize it, and I'm like, oh. So my mission in life right now is to make sure Sith Trooper survives the match. I'm like, it's a personal goal of mine at this point. We only got really one that can AoE. Well, no, two. Technically, Night Sister can, but we kill her. So and we kept Sith Trooper alive. I think I should get a trophy just for doing that. Okay, this next battle is Star Killer with Savage Nom Nom as the leader. And I think Mace was the tank on this team. No, it was Old Ben still. Okay, it's OG Kylo on the team. So I take my Traya Nom Nom in. Now my Savage at this point does not have the Omicron. He's there mostly for just moral support. And Nihilus got his Annihilate very quickly, so we just immediately eliminate Starkiller. And now with the big threat gone, now it's just banner management and getting rid of everyone else until Annihilate pops back up. Just derping along. I try to avoid killing Ben until the very last, but he's being annoying right now, and he won't stop, so I just give in and I say, okay, die. Re-isolate. And then go back to hitting on Visas. The last few times I've used Talon with Traya Omicron, she hits hard when she wants to. I'll use her with Darth Revan, and she hits like a kitten. I don't know. I guess she's benefiting from the Omicron too. I don't know. I haven't really read the kit very much to see. All right, 60 banners. Next is crew with the First Order Omicron in the back. I just use General Grievous. I remember without the Datacrons, I used to use JKL, Jedi Knight Luke, and Hoda duo it. I haven't tried it with the Datacrons, with the First Order Datacrons. I mean, this isn't a new counter, but it's been the first time I've done Grievous in a very long time. Now, I did choose to use Nute here rather than my Jordica. I do have a Jordica with the Jordica Datacron this set. I like the Jordica ability. It's just the level 6 and level 3 abilities for Jordica that I'm not a fan of. What I have on the Datacron. It's taking some little bit to get through crew because we keep ramping him up and healing him. There we go. Grievous finally ramped up enough himself to be able to kill crew. There we go. Okay, next is... I'm just going to JML the CLS because I didn't really have a clean answer. So, I had a GL left. Why not, right? Probably could have done it with less than a full team of 5, but I didn't want to risk it. Name of the game here is get rid of Chewie. Then I think I get rid of Han next. Or what I normally do is get rid of Han next and then Chewpio, then CLS. We'll see. We'll see if we do it the same way this time. At this point, I'm trying to call Hoda to assist to try to get banners back. I think I even swapped to C-3PO here in a second to try to stall it a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Next is I use my Inquisitors against Sortie. I saw this on, was it Skeldrix or Xeris video? We're watching their streams. And I'm like, oh, it's a pretty clean counter to Sortie. Now, I wasn't expecting Seventh Sister to get Chris Brown like that in the back. So I was getting kind of nervous right here from the get-go. So I heal up immediately. Fortunately, I'm hitting R2 like a truck myself. So I popped the spare parts already. And the AoEs are starting to eat down all the help. So we do heal every chance we can to recover some banners from that opening barrage. Okay, now it's just Sortie left. Now I remember hearing whoever stream I saw this on. I remember them saying you do X, Y, and Z until you get buff immunity on Sortie, and So that's what I was waiting on. I was waiting it to get up to 5 or 6 stacks of purge so that 8th brother could put buff immunity on. And then I just didn't have to. So that one was good. Alright, we're moving on. I just decided to use Star Killer against their Mauldalorians. At this point, I have too many offensive teams for the defense that they have placed. So we're overkilling a lot of these. Trying to remember what Visas actually does. Normally she just sits there. I think I choose to Dispel, AoE Dispel here to get the Frenzy off Maul. And to spread some damage around. Yeah. So now it's Whack-A-Mole. And Maul blows his load right into Old Ben. Just like in the cartoon. Fortunately, Star Killer just got Bo-Katan out. Now they can stop that stupid healing that they're doing. Is this where I dropped the ship? Oh, no, I don't drop the ship here because 3 of my people have healing immunity. So I'm like, it's not going to heal me anyway. So I was going to try to let it expire. And then Star Killer does Star Killer things and just starts one-shotting people. So now I want it to get back around to Star Killer. But it's unsuccessful. 60 banners. So now we go back up and clean up that Wampa fail up top. I've got CLS left, so I'm like, okay, let's just CLS it and move on with our lives. I do have the Datacron that resets cooldowns on Scoundrel Basic, so Han decided to go ballistic right there at the beginning. And we just take them out. Not before Nute decides to take one of my banners. Okay. On to ships. There were no real difficult fleets down. It seems that my opponent kept Executor and Profundity for offense. So, I was like, okay, where do I use my Profundity? On this fleet, normally I would use it on the hardest fleet, right? But the hardest fleet that they put down was Chimaera. So I'm like, I don't know. Bomber problems. Don't want to risk it. So I just use Malevolence. A good old trusty Malevolence. I say good old trusty knowing it let me down last round. But now I am taking a lot of damage here. Buff immunity and target log on everybody. Call in spy. Hope I get somebody good. Fortunately, I can get rid of the interceptor right now. Oh, wait, no, I decided to get rid of the bomber. That's right, so I could get around. If we ever do get a Sith capital ship, Sith Marauder ship there, it will be annoying. Very annoying. Of course, they get ultimate and they blow up my hyena because, you know, they want to take my banners, right? Alright, it's a very messy first battle. 63. We're going to use Profundity here against their Malevolence. We just go all in, try to get Sunfac out right from the beginning. Trying to eat through that hyena bomber. Finally. And I think this is the right Vulture droid. So we just burn it down so we don't have to worry about it anymore. Then we can work on the last Sith fighter. Okay, that's that one, 73. And the last fleet is Raddus going in with our Negotiator. I like burning down the tank first. It's just, that tank is so annoying. So I usually just burn it down to get it out, and where I don't have to worry about it anymore. And of course, Scimitars come in and cause me a lot of grief. So I AoE here, trying to kill the Ray. It's unsuccessful. Okay, so Poe finally blew up. And I go to start calling in a reinforcement. I'm like, why? Let's just burn them down. 67 banners there. So our final score was 1771. And here in a second, I'm going to post the final results to see how we did. It was a good match. I only dropped that one Nute battle. So we should be in a good place. But we weren't. They did out-banner us. We did drop too many banners. That one in Nute battle, if we hadn't dropped it, we would have pulled it out. They'd got 1788. And we did get 2 holds. Our GLs held Rey and Lord Vader. But, okay. Thank you all for watching. And if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. And I'll talk to y'all next time.